We print our artwork onto 400 GSM A3 card, and we find this gives the best combination of strength and rigidity for the structure of the CD and printability. Now we need an awl, or any sharp pointy tool. Now we're going to need a good, strong metal ruler. Now we need a tool with which to score our card so that we get nice crisp folds, and in all our years of practice we've discovered that the best tool for the job is a ballpoint pen. And this one's a UV ballpoint pen, so it doesn't have visible ink and it makes nice clean tear-free scores. To cut our card, we think the best thing to use is a good solid Stanley knife. Those little craft knives you get with the snap-off blades, the amount of times those things just ping off and hit you in the eye, it's just not worth the hospital bills. Plus, you can replace these blades very inexpensively. You can buy loads of them at once, and they just do the job better. And now we need a tool called a boning tool. This is something we use to make nice, clean creases in the card. I mean, you can do this with your hands, obviously, but guarantee you, after the first 20, your hands will be bleeding. So this is a lifesaver, and your hands will thank you. And how do we glue it together? Well, after years of practice, the humble glue stick is the best way to do it. We've tried everything from double-sided tape to specialized paper glues, and they're all either too messy or not strong enough, and this stuff just really does the job. It's clean, there's no mess, and it forms a good, strong bond. Now we need 2 strong bits of wood. We put the artwork in here and we clamp it, and that's just to keep the artwork flat while it's drying. And finally, this is our 24-page CD booklet which goes inside the packaging. Now, in order to make sure that this fits properly, we need to make a thing called a former. This is just a blank piece of spare card that is about the same size and the same thickness as the CD booklet, so that we can use it to form the shape of the pocket enclosure correctly. This will ensure that the booklet can slide in and out of the packaging nice and easy. And that's all the tools. Here we have our artwork printed on our A3 card, and it's printed on both sides because this area on the other side will actually show through, so we didn't want it just to be left white, we wanted the artwork to continue. As we look around the edge of our artwork, we find various guidelines which we've placed in order to help with the manufacture. The red lines are cut lines, nice and self-explanatory, all the way around. And the blue and the green lines, these are fold lines, so we'll be scoring down these so that we get those nice crisp folds that we need. Unfortunately, we can't just score on this side of the paper because we could damage the artwork. And also, we actually want the paper to fold up the way like this, so we need to score on the other side of the artwork. Now, annoyingly, you can't see the score lines on the other side. They are not printed there. So the way we get around this is we use our awl. This is the little pokey stick, and we simply use it to poke a tiny dint at the end of each of the fold lines so that they show through on the other side. And let's just do that now. So now, if we turn the card over, we can see tiny little raised bumps around the edges, and this will show us where we need to put our score lines. Now we take our ruler and we just join up those little bumps we've made. And now we're going to cut the artwork. So we need to follow the red cut lines, and I'm just going to rotate it here. It has been a long time since I did this and I need to remember how I start. Okay, so we've got cut lines here, here, and here, and here, and here. Those are for the tabs which will hold it together. So I'm going to make the first cut on the right hand side up to the middle of the artwork. And here we can see our nicely cut net. And we're ready to move on to the next stage, which is folding. So we need to get our boning tool and we'll just start folding. This middle section is going to form the pocket in which we put our booklet, so we need to get our former out and we'll fold the tabs around the edge of the former just to ensure that we make the right amount of space inside. So we folded it on the top and on the side, almost making a little box. And we did the same for the top half. Just folding it over, making sure it fits and all the artwork lines up. And now we do a little score along the back. Score along the top, and that makes a very slim box in which the booklet will slide easily. Of course, we could always use our fingers to fold these, but as we said, the tool is much easier and it will hurt less in the long run. And there it is, our almost completed CD packaging. Just needs to be glued now. It all folds nicely. We do have spines on the back and they will fold also, but we need to save those till the end. It just makes it simpler. I'll just show you that they fold. There we go. But we'll leave those for now. Now it's time to get our glue stick. But a good idea first is to take some waste paper, any scraps of paper, and put it underneath your artwork so that you don't get any glue all over your work surface. And then we just start gluing. Now this first section that I'm gluing here is going to become the front cover, so there is no opening in here. But the first thing we do is fold over the tabs. And then we glue on top of the tabs. And just give it a nice coating and fold the whole thing over. The middle compartment, where we're going to put our booklet, needs to be glued with the former inside so that it keeps its shape. And it fits nicely. Now all we need to do is put a bit of paper on to protect the former, so we don't end up gluing it all shut, and glue it closed. And after we're done, we just leave the former inside because that will keep its shape. And finally, the last tab. Take another piece of paper and just fold it under the flap to protect the artwork inside. Over the top all the way to the edges. Now we fold it down as before. So now it's beginning to look a little bit like the finished product, but don't be tempted to fold it over the spines yet. We need to keep it flat. We put two more formers on either side of the former in the middle. We take our piece of wood, place the whole artwork with the formers on top of the wood. So we've got one in the middle and two on either side, exactly the same as each other. And now we pop the other piece of wood on top and just clamp it. Now usually I use more clamps than this just to ensure it, but we're going quickly today. And we leave this for a day or two until it's set. But we're going to work quickly today, so I'm going to just release it immediately and show you the next stage. So we have one more final cut to do, and that's along these tabs at the edge. So we very carefully at this stage take your ruler and just cut those off. Next we remove the former from the center of the artwork. And there's our nice pocket, all set and ready. And now we can fold the spines over. So we've got the thin spine on the right edge and the thicker spine on the left edge. And finally we take our booklet and pop it in the middle. It should slide in easily. And we take our CD, which has been printed and dried for 2 days, so it's completely dry, and we pop it into the CD compartment. And there it is, one very hastily prepared and slightly imperfect copy of Yesterday, Tomorrow and You. Thank you for watching.